If I weren't in my current profession, I'm not sure what I would be doing, but I know what different types of skills I'd be using. I know I would be doing something creative, something where I get to use my leadership skills, something that has to do with managing projects. And it would be a job where each day is similar but enough different so that there's a real excitement to go to work. There's so many different experiences that have prepared me to become who I am today. There are so many people who serve as my mentors, and sometimes my critiques, or my critics, rather. People who serve as my critics are very important in shaping who I am today. When I was getting started, I wish I had known to listen more carefully and not act like a know-it-all, but really listen to people who had authority, but also were people who were smart and had earned that authority, and giving them the respect early on and learning from them. And I think that's a mistake a lot of young people make, because being young, you think that you know the new way and the shiny way and the best way. And that's true, but it also is very important to remember that the people who are in positions of leadership have also earned what they're doing, and they have a lot to teach us. So that, I think, is something that I wish I had done differently. I also think that I should have created more ways for me to strengthen my weaknesses. I often took the weaknesses I had and acknowledged them, but didn't necessarily go out and find ways to test them so they could get strengthened. And I do that more and more now because I realize I actually don't fear that process anymore. The characteristics that are important in my field is museum education. And the work that I do is that of a director and administrator. But also, I'm not just an administrator, I'm a teacher, I'm a mentor. When I think about who might do my job one day, I look for someone with humility. Because if that humility is not there, it's a hard job to sustain for a long, long time. There are lots of days where you say, oh man, I messed that one up. And so you need the humility to say, okay, I messed it up, but the next time this happens, I've now learned and I'm going to do it differently. Being networked, you need to be able to know who to go to, when to go, who to ask for help, to whom should you offer help. Leadership skills, and with leadership, I will say followership skills. And followership skills are something that I never even knew the word existed until recently, but I truly believed in this idea. And what I mean is that every leader needs to also be a good follower. But multitasking is key. Being able to juggle is key. Being able to switch gears and succeed is key. And in particular, you have to know how to write. You have to know how to do budgets and Excel sheet. But I think the leader or someone in my job would have to be flexible enough to change and agile enough to say, okay, we're no longer using Excel for budget sheets. We're now using some other system, and not be resistant, but be welcoming of that. It's important to ask, where's the passion? And is what you're doing connecting to the passion that you have? And it doesn't have to be your only passion, but is it at least when you wake up in the morning, is it something you're excited to do? Do you see a trajectory in that? And if you don't, do you know how to go and find and meet people who can guide you so that you could see the next steps ahead? And I think that purpose that one seeks in their profession, there always has to be, here's what I'm good at now, and here's what I'm working for next. And not always do you know what that next is, but that's when meeting people, attending meetings like conferences, reading on the subject, and being a lifelong learner within your profession helps to carve that way, and then ultimately that connects to the purpose.